Oh, am I willing for my life to be different? Great question. Read it in a series of goals pages from one of my 12-step meetings. And follow-up question is, okay, you're willing to your life to be different, so how are you demonstrating that willingness? Which is an excellent question. If you're not happy with the way your life is, then what are you doing to create a different life? So, of course, one obvious answer would be willingness to get out of my comfort zone. So for me, this means upgrading my technology skills, learning more about how to use programs such as Voicemeeter, Banana, and OBS streaming, and just upgrading my tech. So efforts that I put into that, showing I'm willing for my life to be different by creating higher quality YouTube shows. Okay, what do we got here? What the hell? Jesus Christ. Okay. Letting go of my need to practice idea deflection. Had to be aggressive there. Push my way through. So, idea deflection. I think the more insecure you are, the more you need to deflect suggestions and other people's ideas, because it's just too much of a threat to your sense of self that you might not know everything. So, I think that's a pattern that I notice in life, that the more secure people are, the more open they are to good ideas. And the more insecure people are, the more closed they are to good ideas. So if you're willing for your life to be different, you have to be open to other people's good ideas. Which means you have to be willing to live in reality that you don't know everything, that there are a ton of things you don't know, that there are many areas of your life where, for example, you have bad judgment. And so in those areas you benefit from a spiritual practice, taking suggestions from people who are more successful than you in those areas of your life. Thinking about Stanley Kubrick, in his movies, often the most important truths are voiced by unappetizing characters. So do we have the security to listen to accurate diagnoses and suggestions from people we don't like? Because often people we don't like, they're just as likely to have good ideas than people we do like. So we have to be willing to ask for help. We're willing for our life to be different, and to recognize there are parts of our life where we don't really have it together, and we have to be willing to ask for help. And we have to use good judgment, of course, in who we ask for help. But we have to live in reality to effectively ask for help. And what does living in reality mean? It means you're basically a calm, serene person. Because if you're constantly getting upset, angry, resentful, depressed, if you're going on tirades, sulking, all these are symptoms of refusing to accept reality. From the 12-step perspective, if we're upset, it means something's wrong with us, because there's some aspect of reality that we're refusing to accept. For example, if I'm feeling strongly impatient, such as with the traffic, it's because I'm not living in reality. I am living under the delusion that I have the power to control how other people drive and when they jaywalk across the street. Now, on the other hand, being assertive and pushing my way through traffic, pushing my way through life, if I use good judgment, self-assertion's a wonderful thing, but you want to do it with a sense of reality, with the understanding that you don't control other people, you don't control the weather, you can't control the traffic. I was dealing with a company on the phone today, and just going around, and many companies going around and round and round for hours, because the one company in particular simply did not have the right information in their system. So I eventually got to speak to someone who knew what they were doing, and got the problem sorted out. Well, guess what? Not everybody's going to have the right information in their system. Not everyone's going to know what they're doing. And that's reality. And if you can't accept that, you can't accept reality, and you're going to be constantly annoyed, upset, distracted, pissed off, going on tirades and temper tantrums, and then sulking, getting depressed. All these symptoms, not living in reality. Okay, impatience. There's no virtue of patience. I think that's a myth. Because when you accept reality, there's no need to exercise patience. Okay, if I accept that other people are fallible, just as I am fallible, that other people make mistakes, just as I make mistakes, that other people are careless, just as I am careless, that other people drive in a distracted fashion, just as I sometimes drive in a distracted fashion, that other people don't always observe the rules of the road, or the rules of the Torah, or the rules of the land, just as I don't always observe the rules of the road, the rules of the Torah, and the rules of the land, then there's no need to be patient. When you're living in reality, you're not like bucking up, against, oh my God, other people are fallible. So, how am I willing for my life to be different? How am I demonstrating that? By letting go of my false self. So, freedom means nothing left to defend. So if I'm coming on these streams and presenting a false picture of myself, that is going to be exhausting. It's going to take up a tremendous amount of my mental resources, psychological resources. Then I'm going to be tremendously invested in getting you to believe a lie about me. Then I'm going to get annoyed when you don't believe the lie about me. And so I'm not going to be able to effectively create a better life as long as I'm engaged in defending a false self, or as long as I'm engaged in feeling like I need to defend myself. That's tiring. So I do hours and hours of streaming a week, and I couldn't do it if I was strongly invested in defending myself. I just get tired. So freedom means nothing left to defend. And how do I show my willingness for my life to be different? So I get on a couple of 12-step phone meetings every morning and listen to the struggles and triumphs of people with similar mental blocks to me. And as I learn their stories, I talk to my sponsors, I call people in the program, work the steps, practice the tools of the program, I am retraining my basic instincts. Okay, all my basic instincts, basic 3, for survival, for sex, and what's the other one? Survival, sex, social, sexual, and survival. For social status, sex and love, survival. Those are my basic instincts. And when your instincts get out of whack so that you start running roughshod over people in your struggle to meet your basic instincts, then you get into trouble. Okay, how am I willing for my life to be different? So I'm spending time watching YouTube videos on Voicemeeter Banana and OBS streaming, like technology stuff I know I need to master. It doesn't come naturally to me. My natural reaction to learning new technology is 1, anxiety, and then when I can't grasp it right away, I get mad, and then I pass through anger into just like rage, sadness, depression. Those are my three basic instincts with regard to learning technology. So if I'm willing to ask for help, if I'm willing to hire help, if I'm willing to do the work without needing to have to grasp it right away, if I can just like give myself points for, okay, you sat down, you watch 30 minutes of YouTube videos to try to understand something. Now you can go on to doing something that's fun and familiar. Okay. How else am I demonstrating my willingness for my life to be different? Oh, I discuss this with friends, not even friends in 12-step programs. If we're sitting around and talking, say, well, am I willing for my life to be different? Yes. How am I demonstrating my willingness for my life to be different? And then my friends will say, well, you need to get a better apartment. You need to earn more money. You need to get more YouTube viewers. You need to get more super chats. You need to get more donations. You need to build up your YouTube business. You need to make more appealing YouTube videos with better technical quality and snazzy titles. And you need to be more prepared when you do your YouTube videos. Okay, so those are all good suggestions. To the extent that I engage in them, I'm showing a willingness for my life to be different. So I'm just, instead of just cranking out the videos of mediocre quality, I can stop, pause, rest, plan, rehearse, and up my technical skills, produce high quality videos, get more viewers, make more money. Okay, how else am I willing for my life to be different? Okay, I need a social life. To get a love life, you have to have a social life. So, great line. To get a love life, you have to have a social life. So, need to get a love life. Therefore, I need more of a social life. So, evenings, instead of staying home and watching Netflix, I need to get out there, be a man about town, socialize, talk to people, connect, engage, develop that social life. Okay, how am I willing for my life to be different? I could say, like, read self-help books. But I've been reading self-help books my whole life, and by and large, didn't make much of a difference. Yeah, I should own a discotheque. That would be a great way to have a social life. So, I've been consuming self-help books all my life, and frankly, they've done bupkis for me. I had a girlfriend, Holly Randall. She despised self-help books. She said everything you need to learn is in great literature, so just read the great books. But I've been a self-help junkie all my life, and frankly, it just has not done me that much good. Okay, how am I willing for my life to be different? Okay, I'm talking about it here with my friends on YouTube and taking suggestions in the chat and in the email. Yeah, it's funny how Kevin Michael Grace hated Middlemarch. You seem a little deflated. I'd say I think I came across major deflated. It's just such a great novel. I was like really excited to get Kevin's analysis, and yeah, Kevin didn't really care for Middlemarch or for George Eliot, so that was, yes, that was deflating. Oh well. Maybe I'll have the opportunity to discuss Middlemarch with someone else someday. Love that novel. So I just signed up for Audible. I love it. So you get 2 free audiobook downloads. And so I got Tom Wolfe's book, The Right Stuff, about the astronauts. I've read it before, but now I just want to lie back and luxuriate in it, take it in. I think the book came out in 1979. It was the basis of the 1982 movie, The Right Stuff. And then I also got A Man in Full, Tom Wolfe novel, which I read, which I've also listened to as an audiobook. but I haven't listened to it as an audiobook for about 10 years, so I'm looking forward to taking it in full. Then Audible is $15 a month, and you get one free audiobook every month. So you get credits. So I think I'll get Bonfire of the Vanities. I read that twice, but I want to luxuriate in it. So I don't sleep the best, so I like to go to bed and just allow the book to play all night. I'll wake up, instead of getting frustrated and annoyed, or as frustrated and as annoyed, I'm not sleeping. I just kind of lie there, listen to this Tom Wolfe book, fall asleep, wake up in the morning, it's still playing. And for some reason, when you play an audiobook on the Audible app, it doesn't seem to really use that much of my battery resources on my iPhone, which is nice. So I'm willing for life to be different. I've signed up for Audible. I've signed up for ESPN Plus. So that's $5 a month for ESPN Plus, $15 a month for Audible. I spent, I think, $45 sign up for The Athletic, because I want to read Bob Sturm's analysis of the Dallas Cowboys, who are a disappointing 2-3 this season. So I can't believe I spent $45 for a year subscription to The Athletic, chiefly because I want to read Bob Sturm 4 times a week with his analyses of the Dallas Cowboys. So yeah, that's the first time I've paid to read sports writing. And then what are my other subscriptions? I subscribe to Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Sling. And yes, I'm single. And NFL Red Zone. So I spend about $45-50 a month for my Sling subscription, which is basically cable TV, and got the extra $10 for NFL Red Zone. Somebody wants to grow your YouTube channel. You shouldn't do those exercise and sports watching live streams anymore. Yeah, maybe that's not the most compelling content. So I haven't done any of those in a few weeks. Hey, you got to try everything 3 times, right? How am I willing for my life to be different? How do I show my willingness? Am I done defending myself? Am I done projecting a false self? Am I willing to listen to good ideas?